The 16th century essayist, nobleman, and noted cynic Francois La Rochefoucauld once said that the refusal of praise is actually the desire to be praised twice. Apparently, this little pet peeve of mine has been vexing men and women of discernment for many centuries, and it's easy to see why. This very insidious vice has been masquerading as virtue for far too long in polite society. I think you all know what I'm talking about when I speak of false modesty, of feigning modesty. We have, as a society, no problem whatsoever in chastising those who are excessively proud and incapable of responding appropriately to constructive criticism. The sort of people who have no sense of fault on their own behalf and who are legends in their own mind. We rightly criticize these people for their faults, yet a similar and equally dishonest trait that is so ubiquitous in modern society and I believe probably all societies in the past, this trait of pretending that we are less great than we actually are is very few people are held accountable for this very deceitful character trait and character flaw. And we all know that there are people who have been praised very highly for things for most of their life, whether you are a great painter or a great writer or a great singer or a great cyclist or whatever your talent or craft might be that you've been practicing and honing for many, many years, you've likely received praise for it for most of your life. Yet somehow these individuals, many of them anyway, have either on the one hand an extreme surplus of pride in believing that they can do no wrong and are immune to all criticism, or on the other hand have a deficit of self-esteem and require constant fawning and praise over their every action. And they do this through dishonest and deceitful means by inducing others in their company to this sort of obsequious nonsense. By whenever they are met with praise for their actions, oh, that's such a great portrait, Johnny. That's such a, you did such a great likeness, or that's such a great poem, or that's you get the picture. Whenever they're met with this sort of praise, they immediately deflect it instinctually with and declaim their own worthlessness in extremely melodramatic tones of, oh no, I'm terrible. I'm a terrible artist. I'm a terrible writer. I'm a terrible photographer, even though I've been published before, and even though I've won regional championships or whatever. People who clearly have enough positive reinforcement from their surroundings and environment to understand that they are at the very least, competent in their craft or profession. And yet, they can't seem to acknowledge this publicly, but rather they would prefer to induce others in their company to either A, be in the awkward position of agreeing with them, yeah, you're right, your latest poem isn't that great, you're not really that great of a writer, you actually suck. Just like you consistently would say, despite being so consistently reinforced with positive praise, they still have this insidious need to be told again and again and reassured again and again of their own self-worth, that they apparently just have this astounding lack of self-esteem for whatever reason. And this, I believe, is the motivation behind false modesty. Why I believe the majority of people who are overly modest and just overtly incapable of even accepting a compliment. You've seen this sort of thing probably when you were in high school, and there were guys too, but usually girls, who were invariably the most popular, the most attractive by most standards. And when they would receive their class photos back that they, that the whole class took at the beginning of the year, and they'd be passing all of the various forms and sizes of these photos back and forth and handing them out. Invariably, there'd always be a couple of very preppy sorts of girls who would be just sharing their own photos with one another, each rather vigorously and absurdly declaiming mutually their own utter lack of aesthetic appeal, their complete ugliness. Oh no, my photo's terrible. Oh no, Jennifer, let me see. No, no, I couldn't possibly. I look terrible. Oh, I'm sure you look beautiful. Oh no, you can't. Oh, here, let me see. Oh, you look so gorgeous. Oh no, I don't. Oh yes, you do. Trust me. Oh, if you say so. And this is a ritual that they've been repeating their entire lives. They've been told since, as early as they can remember that they were beautiful, and yet they can't seem to acknowledge this fact. And it's not that they don't, by and large anyway, it's not that they don't truly believe that they are attractive. It's just that they have to have the constant reinforcement, that constant reverberation and ubiquity of reassurance and compliments in and out of their ear without any, just incessantly. And they deliberately induce this sort of ridiculous fawning praise by forcing people to either, again, be in this extremely awkward situation of agreeing with them or vigorously and just completely disagree and say, oh, no, you know how beautiful you are, you know how talented you are. And of course, they always know. It's just that doing such would bring a swift end to this flurry of compliments that they are continually receiving in more and more velocity, the more and more they claim their own worthlessness in whatever field it is that they're being so highly praised for. And I think society compounds the problem by treating pride as if it is universally despicable, that there's no distinction between being arrogant and being aware of your own capacities and acknowledging that. That to acknowledge your own abilities within reason is healthy. It means that one has a psychologically stable picture of oneself and one's capacities and doesn't have the need to force others to create that picture for them. And there is nothing wrong with being aware of the fact that one is indeed talented and capable, so long as they don't transcend the line to ignorance and arrogance. But if it would become socially acceptable for people to simply make an acknowledgement of their own talents and capacities, I think we would all be much more healthy individuals and psychologically stable, healthy, and self-aware population, and we would certainly be a hell of a lot more honest.